Okay, you're in for an absolute treat today. We are tackling what might just be the ultimate weekend breakfast. And I'm serious when I say ultimate. We're not just making pancakes. Oh no. We're crafting a rich, decadent, homemade chocolate hazelnut spread to go with them. And yeah, we're doing the whole thing from scratch.
Just take a look at this. I mean, come on. Golden, fluffy, delicate pancakes, and that glossy, rich chocolate spread. And the best part? You can 100% make this in your own kitchen. Let's break down exactly how. So think of this less like just a recipe and more like a fun weekend cooking project. It's so rewarding and, well, the payoff is just ridiculously delicious. Let's get into it. Now, here's how we're going to tackle this to make sure it all goes smoothly. The order is really important. First, we'll make that incredible chocolate spread, mainly because it needs some time to cool down and set up properly. Then, while it's doing its thing, we'll whip up the perfect pancake batter. All right, let's dive into the spread. I know it might sound a little complicated, a little gourmet, but you are going to be shocked at how simple it is to create something that tastes, I'm not kidding, 1,000 times better than anything you can buy in a jar. So what do we need? It's a surprisingly short list. We've got whole hazelnuts, some really good milk chocolate, a little powdered milk, icing sugar, a neutral oil, and just a tablespoon of cocoa powder to make that chocolate flavor really deep and rich. Okay, and this is a big one. This is a real pro tip. Do not, I repeat, do not skimp on the chocolate. It is the star of the show here, so using a high-quality, superior brand is going to make all the difference in the world. Trust me on this. And this recipe has a few little secrets built right in. First, you want to use a neutral oil like grapeseed. You might think hazelnut oil would be better, but it actually has a flavor that kind of clashes. The powdered milk, that's our secret weapon for an unbelievably creamy texture. And that little bit of cocoa powder just gives it that extra chocolatey punch. It all kicks off with the hazelnuts. To get that amazing, deep flavor out of them, you have to roast them first. And the magic number you need to remember is 150 degrees Celsius or 305 Fahrenheit. This step is absolutely crucial for building that nutty, delicious base. So you're going to pop them in the oven for about 10 minutes. Your kitchen is going to smell incredible, by the way. As soon as they're out, and while they're still warm, you dump them into a clean towel, wrap them up, and just rub like crazy. This gets all those bitter, papery skins off. From there, they go straight into a food processor to be ground down into a super smooth paste. Okay, once you have that beautiful hazelnut paste, the rest is easy. You just add the powdered milk, icing sugar, and oil right into the processor and give it another good blend. At the same time, gently melt that amazing chocolate you bought. Then you just pour that liquid gold right into the processor with the cocoa powder and give it one last blend until it's silky smooth. And now for the hardest part, being patient. You have to let this spread cool down and set up at room temperature, and honestly, overnight is best. Seriously, whatever you do, do not put it in the fridge. It will turn into a rock-solid brick. So while that masterpiece is cooling, let's get on to our pancakes. All right, part 2, our incredible spread is setting up perfectly. Now it's time to create the ideal partner for it. A simple, elegant, perfect every single time beginner's pancake. This is going to be the perfect canvas. And look at these ingredients. Could they be any simpler? This is all stuff you probably have in your pantry right now. Flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, milk, eggs, and a little bit of oil. That's it. No special trips to the store needed. And this simple recipe makes a really generous amount, about 10 to 12 pancakes. So it's absolutely perfect for a family breakfast or, a lazy weekend brunch with some friends. Putting the batter together is honestly a total breeze. Just get a big bowl, whisk together your flour, sugar, baking powder, and salt. Then pour in the milk, crack in the eggs, and add the oil all at once. Now give it a good whisk, but, and this is really important, don't go crazy. Okay, so here is the big secret to perfect fluffy pancakes. And it's gonna feel wrong, but I need you to trust me. A few lumps in your batter are a good thing. I know we're all tempted to whisk and whisk until it's perfectly smooth, but when you do that, you overwork the gluten, and that's what gives you tough, rubbery pancakes. Those little lumps, they're your guarantee of a tender pancake. And here's one more little pro tip for you. Just let the batter rest for a couple of minutes while your pan gets hot. It just gives that gluten we were talking about a chance to chill out and relax, which is just one more step toward making sure your pancakes are wonderfully delicate and tender. So, our spread is ready, our batter is resting.
Now it's time for the main event, actually cooking the pancakes. And the single most important thing to get right here is your heat. This is such a great way to think about your stove. Forget trying to guess what number to use. For pancakes, medium heat is the absolute sweet spot. If it's too low, they get pale and tough. If it's too high, you'll burn the outside before the inside is cooked. Medium heat is your best friend for that perfect, even golden brown pancake. So here's the game plan. Get a little oil in your pan over that perfect medium heat. Pour in about a quarter cup of batter and give the pan a quick swirl to spread it out. Now you just watch. The pancake will tell you when it's ready to flip. You'll start to see little bubbles pop up all over the surface, and the edges will begin to look dry and set. That's your cue. Give it a flip, let it go for another 2 minutes or so, and you're done.
And now, the moment we've all been working for. Our spread has set beautifully. We have a growing stack of warm, perfect pancakes. It is time to assemble our masterpiece.
And there it is. Just look at that. A beautiful plate of warm pancakes ready for a ridiculously generous schmear of your very own, completely homemade chocolate hazelnut spread. This, right here, is what weekend mornings are all about. You made this. You know, in the end, this was about way more than just a great breakfast. You've just learned how to master 2 incredible recipes totally from scratch. You've proven that you can take simple ingredients and turn them into something really, really special right in your own kitchen. So the only question is, what are you going to make next?